Coach, curious for you. You've kind of talked throughout the offseason about hiring a general manager. When you kind of have gone through the process and you're looking to identify the right person, what are the traits that you're specifically looking at for the correct hire?
Well, I want somebody that's done it. So you may have to go to the, NFL, NBA, whatever, to find somebody like that. You want someone who's kind of done that before, whether it be the top dog or the second, somebody that understands that. Because that's something that I've never dealt with. Well, I have for 3 years and I want some help. Um, but you'd want that, you want a guy to be able, you would want a recruiter, somebody comes in and says, well, I need 500,000. You don't want this. Hell, any of us can say, oh, okay. I mean, we need a negotiator. To be honest with you, I need someone that takes well, Coach Pittman won't give it to me. Coach Pittman won't give it to me. I need that taken off of my plate. Um, I need somebody to be ahead of what the market is. And I think the market's going to change again because of revenue sharing and your collective. It's not gonna be, hey, we can pay you $1 million out of the collective. No, we can't. We can pay you the max out of what you're worth, and a committee's gonna say it's worth $5,000. It's gonna change. So need somebody up on the rules. We need somebody that's a good talker, a good recruiter. We need a guy that's a good evaluator. Because we obviously have corners and we'll go, okay, this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four. You don't go, this is one we can get one. No, I don't want the ones we can. I want, this is the number one guy we think that we're talking to. Number two, number three. I don't care, we'll figure out if we can get them or not. There's different boards now. One of them, you'll have a group of coaches that put up the ones they can get. That's number one. Well, hell no, I watched the tape too. He ain't number one. He's number seven. Let's go after the number one guy. That's another voice in the room. And he's not in there, in every single meeting. And he's going to be an organizer of the portal, organizer of the high school recruiting, organizer of junior college recruiting. And so there's a lot that he or she will be able to help us with. But that's what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for someone to talk to these kids' agents besides me. I want somebody else to talk to them.
And when it comes,
Give me the information.
yeah, Coach, when it comes to the spring game and not having it air on TV, is there any benefits of that? You've talked a lot already about how you want people in the state to come here and see what the product's going to be eventually, but what benefits do you see of not having that air on TV?
Oh, I don't see a benefit of having it on. Yeah, the only benefit would be, they want to talk to me out there, and while I'm out there, there are words being said on TV, plays being called, defenses being called, another chance to steal signals, all that kind of stuff. To me, that would be more important not televising the spring game than for any other reason. Because like I say, the portal opens on the 15th, the spring game is on the 19th. And by the time the 19th gets here, whomever's gonna go on the portal is already in it. So now, can they come steal guys from the spring game? I don't think so, because I think they already know about the guys and who they're trying to poach anyway. So but the benefit to me would be more of, because we watch every spring game of every team we play, but it's more, we're trying to get more than just what we're seeing, if that makes sense.
Thanks, Coach.
Obviously you got a lot to sort out of it, but some spots that you probably need to still address in the portal. I was just looking at numbers, maybe defensive tackle, safety, your thoughts on
Both, and I throw corner in that as well. Matter of fact, Fred, I put any secondary position. And now we just don't need a guy, we need help. And again, we'll see what we have, but going today, I would say a couple of inside guys and then whomever in the back end. But I don't really see a kicker, a punter, a snapper, nor really right now today, anybody offensively. Now, our numbers are skewed, we've got a lot more offensive guys on the team right now than we do defensive. So we've got to get those kind of evened up a little bit, and that's another reason why I'm saying defense.
You mentioned a couple of guys, two of your heavyweights. You said McCoy probably still around 370, I guess.
Yeah,
Wondering, you mentioned Saili, your forward, those guys are carrying 388, 370, I think, and then Braylon, that's everyone what he's carrying.
38, 238 for him, and then, Danny is, hell, I talked to him about his too lean. I mean, Danny is in great shape. And we've still got to get some off of him. But he's working at it. Did you ask me, there was somebody else?
Before Saili, McCoy, you mentioned, and
Yeah.
Braylon.
Shaq's, when you see him, Trey, you'll think he looks really good, we're carrying 370 pounds, but you'll think he looks really good. He looks slim to me. I mean, not slim, but what's the word for 370, not fat, whatever that word is.
Svelte.
Yes, whatever that word is.
So this isn't really a spring, but every coach in the country, I guess, it's for that 10-day portal window.
January 2 to 12.
Yeah, how do you think that would impact everything, shift the calendar? Obviously, you wouldn't probably have as many transfers enrolled for the spring, so that's your thoughts on how that might impact.
Trey, I think that the thing, we all look at stuff and we end up saying, well, that'd be great. And then, but you don't ever really think all of it through, so we went back and looked at what we were getting out of April. In other words, everybody wants one portal because the kids right now have twice they can shake you down, and they can lead you, but they can also amp the money up. You know what I mean? And it's a pain it's hard as you probably could imagine when the portal's open, and the portal was open over Christmas and, I see this turkey and, oh, by the way, 4 guys went in the portal. I mean, Merry Christmas, or you play in the bowl game and January 1, I don't think I'm gonna sit back and watch some of these ball games today. Oh, I'm gonna do it with portal guys, because that's when, you know what I mean? So you look at that and you go, oh man, we gotta get rid of, we gotta have a life, well, we have gotten some significantly good players in April. So once it goes to 1, and depending on when your school starts, whether the 12th is going to affect you of getting these guys in. Well, if the portal's open, Trey, from 2 to 12, people get in on 12, they're not going to be ready to go to school in 13. So I think you are going to have less guys going in the portal. Less opportunities would also mean less guys going in the portal. I wish that they would get rid of April right now, even though April portal's been good to us. Simply because I believe that the kids and the staff in that order need to understand who's on their team after spring ball. And again, I'm talking on both sides because the April portal's been good to us. But I sure wish that they would go to 1, and I think it's headed that way. And but you give a guy a 10-day opportunity to transfer, when no school's in for the most part. I think that's fair for the young man as well. And I think the ability to transfer is fair. I mean, I do. Trey, it's no different than, if you got $100,000 from somebody and somebody offers you 300,000, you can't blame the guy for, I've got my opportunity. Do I have 300,000? Well, I got also in that, I have to think about, okay, do we have it? Now, we all don't have it in revenue sharing, but do we have it? And then how many people do I need? And if you go, okay, well, I'm gonna give 300, 400, 500,000 to one player, do I have enough depth in that room because I'm gonna be close to out of money? You know what I mean? So all those things come in effect of the portal, and if you give it twice, your money doesn't change. You know what I mean? So you're probably maxed out at the end of your first portal, pretty much. what are you gonna have available in the second portal? Well, now, with collective, it's not gonna be, okay, I can give you $200,000, I can give you $300,000. I can't do that. I've gotta have it in revenue sharing because someone's gonna dictate whether you're worth $2 or 500,000 for that appearance. So it's all changing, and that one we won't really know until April 7th is the date, and we don't know if she's gonna sign the bill or not right now. So we're kind of going a little bit blind, and all of us are going a little bit blind in that, but we do believe the revenue sharing will pass at some point before the season.
Let's want to go back to Madden.
Talking a lot today. Yeah.
I want to go back to Madden, that recruiting process, and you guys going in there and getting him away.
Where's Bobby? Buddy, I don't know a whole lot about it, but go ahead.
Well, I talked to his high school coach, and he's a kid that started out on the defensive side. So he doesn't have a huge sample size as quarterback, just maybe just that 1 year. So I was wondering what it was that Bobby saw or that you saw, and you feel like that translates well to the SEC.
Great arm talent. Got a brother, obviously, that's done it, that was developed. Mature, older, which means we think if he's got arm talent and he's knowledgeable of the game and he's mature, that you might can get him on the field faster. But to be perfectly honest with you, I had hip surgery and Bobby called me 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and said, "Hey, I think we can get this guy. What do you think?" I said, "Well, we got to think about the quarterback that we have. We got to think." And then I watched his tape and I said, "I think we ought to, take we ought to take." So that was pretty simple, and Bobby had already done the work on that part. I think they may have called us. And then the next day he signed. So I wish all of the recruiting was like that, man. We can go late with a hell, I'd invite not all of you, but most of you down there with me. I'm teasing down. And then we just call up a few guys on Tuesday and say, "Hey, you want to sign?" "I thought about going to Georgia." "Oh, hell, come to Arkansas." "Okay." And then that would be a pretty nice situation instead of recruiting them since they're 12 years old.
That's one.
Go back to the GM hire. You just listed off all the descriptions of what you're looking for. Do you have like a list of names or guys that you've talked to, people you've talked to, and kind of what's the timeline on that?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna give you the names, but it was a good try. We've talked to people, yes. The portal opens April 15th. We need somebody in here in my opinion, within the next yesterday. But, we need them in here pretty soon. And I think we can find somebody that has that. And then I think they're gonna end up having to be somebody's, you know what I mean? But I think we can find somebody that has those traits that I spoke of. I believe we have found, guys like that. And then whomever Mr. Yurchek wants to hire, obviously I would have some say so, but so would others. And so we'll see what happens. But portal open up, we better get somebody in here that understands our football team first, and then our needs, like you spoke of, Trey, our needs, and then let's get some ranking going on. And then coming soon, I'm going in the portal and get those guys evaluated.